Local people and local news. Start your morning with CBS3.
Tonight, a blizzard warning is in effect in North Dakota as portions of the state are under a thick blanket of early snow. Dave's in to tell us what we could see here.
And with archery season open and the rifle season fast approaching, deer hunting is in full swing, and Wisconsin is exploring a new way to test for CWD.
Plus, still no arrests have been made after a homicide earlier this week near Evelyn.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Winter is knocking on our doorsteps here in the Northland, with temperatures expected to significantly drop over the next 24 hours.
Yeah, some of us here woke up to flurries, but our neighbors in the Dakotas woke up to much worse.
That's putting it lightly. A storm system is moving our way that's prompting a blizzard warning in parts of North Dakota. This is a look at what that storm moving through Devil's Lake looks like. That's about an hour and a half west of the Minnesota border. That same cell dumped 2 feet of snow on parts of Montana earlier. The National Weather Service reports winds gusting as high as 60 miles per hour, which could result in whiteout conditions and large impassable snow drifts. Snow plows are having a hard time plowing the wet, heavy snow. Ditches are full of water in many locations, adding an additional danger for people trying to travel.
Well, as we mentioned, that weather is causing terrible driving conditions. Here you can see a semi sliding completely off the road and into the center grassy area. You saw that water splashing up, and that's what we mentioned earlier. Meanwhile, we saw a few flakes on the Iron Range today. Here's what things looked like near Hibbing, as a few flurries dotted the sky as temperatures fell throughout the day. That is video that I took. I was not amused by that snow.
I can bet not. And here's a live look at what we are seeing right now in Duluth. Much calmer here, but it's a blustery, chilly day out there. We'll go to Dave now, who will give us our first look at weather tonight. Dave, a lot of stuff moving from the west.
Yeah, so first thing we should do is count our blessings. We're not going to have a blizzard here. Western Minnesota, Red River Valley, and the Dakotas, that's where it's the worst. But there will be a few zones of our neck of the woods here that will be affected a little more than others. Here's the Doppler map for right now, and rain earlier today is spinning up and out of our area. The cooler wraparound of the low is starting to work into the area now, so you see the white snow starting to pop up. Just those scattered flurries like annoying Kristen there, but they could try to fill in as time goes on. Bottom line is, I think we're going to get about a trace to 3 inches of snow for most of our region, but the North Shore, the higher elevations by the North Shore, could manage a little more than that. So there is a winter weather advisory now in effect from now until 10 o'clock tomorrow night for both Lake and Cook counties. So drive cautiously that neck of the woods. The rest of us get it a little bit easier, but the light snow should begin for all of us. Probably just light stuff tonight, low temps down around 30. Then for Saturday, it's a pretty decent, upwards of 90% chance for a rain-snow mix. High temp around 37. And as we get into Sunday, the mix will end for now. It could come back again next week. We'll talk about how much for how long coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, with snowfall expected this weekend, people in the Twin Ports are already prepping for the season, including making some changes to their cars.
Yeah, CBS 3's Emma Quinn explains how snow tires can help you get around town when the snow starts flying.
It's that time of year again. The snow is on its way, and that means it's time to think about snow tires. Dave Nelson is getting his installed at a local shop, concerned about safety when the weather gets bad.
Well, in the hills at Duluth, one of the most important things, especially in the wintertime, is to have a good tire. Obviously, the hills are pretty slippery.
He's not alone. Manager Jim McClellan says they've seen a boom in business.
And it's 200% increase. For a couple month span, we can't mount enough tires. There's more demand than the manpower could ever handle.
He understands why snow tires have better traction. They help with braking when conditions are slick.
Well, being able to get around town, we live on the side of a hill.
For Nelson, that extra safety brings peace of mind.
Not just going, stopping is probably as important, if not more important, than actually getting up some of these hills, but absolutely.
McClellan says they are booking 3 days in advance for appointments, and the process usually lasts about an hour. You'll either need 2 or 4 snow tires, depending on the car's make and model.
Firefighters responded to the Duluth Goodwill along Garfield Avenue this afternoon on a report of a structure fire. Firefighters responded to the call just after 3:30. A city spokesperson says the fire started on a wood pallet holding clothing. No flames were spotted outside the building and no one was hurt. The state fire marshal is investigating.
Tonight, authorities say there is nobody in custody in connection with the homicide of a rural St. Louis County man. The St. Louis County Sheriff's Office says that the general public is not in danger as the investigation continues. Frank Gerald Meyer was found dead in his home on Tuesday after a 911 call requesting a welfare check. The 47-year-old had not been heard from for days prior to when he was found in his Mackinac home. Myers' funeral will be held next Thursday in Cook.
The Wisconsin DNR is turning to a new tool to help test for and curb the spread of chronic wasting disease. CWD is a contagious disease spread throughout the deer, elk, and moose population.
CBS3's Caitlin Moffitt is back from Ashland with the details. Caitlin.
Yeah, Tony, the region-wide campaign calls for hunters to drop off deer heads at sampling stations to be tested for the disease. Now, hunters can find the kiosks in 8 different locations across the region, including Ashland, Bayfield, Douglas, and Iron counties. The DNR estimates it stands a 95% chance of detecting CWD if it's within 1% of the herd. This is the first time in more than 20 years the DNR is testing this specific region for CWD. One deer hunter we spoke with says testing is critical.
It's a concern about the health of the deer and the deer herd, and if there's CWD in the area, it'd be nice to know so we can address it as needed.
DNR's goal is to test 300 heads this season to better determine the spread of CWD. Officials say they're still working on a response plan. Now tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, we hear from a DNR specialist on the goals of these kiosks.
Thanks, Caitlin. A popular Duluth park hosted a ribbon cutting for its new pedestrian bridge today. The bridge is in Lester Park. It replaces one that was closed about a year ago after the city deemed it unstable. The project cost $66,000 and was done in partnership with the Minnesota DNR. A young girl who lives near the park says she's excited because she can get to her favorite swimming place more quickly now.
It's really nice. It's like it's way better than the last one because the last one was kind of dangerous and this one is way more sturdy.
Besides installing the new bridge, crews also refurbished the rock supporting it.
The historic Split Rock Lighthouse will have a new site manager starting next month. On November 1st, Hayes Scriven takes over for Lee Radzak, who retired in April after 36 years as the site manager. Scriven most recently served as the executive director of the Richard I. Bong Veterans Historical Center. As Lighthouse site manager, the UMD graduate's duties include overseeing a staff of 35, facilities management and preservation, programming, and community outreach. He and his family will live on site. Split Rock Lighthouse, located southwest of Silver Bay, opened in 1909. Well, it's a busy week in Duluth with content creators in town from across the U.S. and the world for the Catalyst Content Festival, but that's not the only festival in town.
Yeah, CBS 3's Alex Libby joins us with the details here in studio. Alex, there's a film fest happening too, huh?
That's right, there is another film fest. The Angelic Film Fest is located just down the street from the Catalyst, and as you might imagine, the two events are related. The Angelica Film Fest, is a pop-up that runs in the same day as the Catalyst. The difference between the two is the Angelica is a festival for films, and Catalyst features television, podcasts, and pretty much any type of episodal content. Brevin Warren is the founder and director of the Angelica Film Fest. She says that the event is free and includes free movies and free music, and the film begins screening are made by people all over the world.
Festival Angelica is in collaboration with Catalyst. We are bringing independent films from around the world. We have a lot of international films and international filmmakers who have come here. Catalyst, as you know, is an episodic content festival, and we focus on all kinds of independent film.
Like Catalyst, the Angelica Film Fest ends on Sunday. Now, an update from the popular Catalyst Content Festival on its third day here in Duluth, Director of the Upper Minnesota Film Office, Ricky McManus, says there have been a good turnout so far.
I know that there are a lot of people here. I think probably around 1,000, which is a good number. Last night was absolutely amazing.
The Catalyst Film Fest isn't free like Angelica, but you can buy a day pass that allows unlimited viewing of everything the festival has to offer.
Today is National Coming Out Day, and UMD hosted an event giving people a chance to come together and share their stories. Coming Out Day celebrates members of the LGBTQ community. UMD hosted a lunch featuring a panel of speakers. They discussed what it means to be out and how to support one another. It was also a chance to learn how to support people who are still in the process of coming out.
We all need to come together and remind each other who we are and what we're here, what we stand for, what we believe in. It also creates that opportunity for folks to be in company with each other, to hear from each other, to learn from each other.
Organizers say the LGBTQ community has been under fire in recent years, which makes it more important to remind each other they have a community and support if they need it.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3, a family bond bound together by books. We'll introduce you to a local grandson and grandpa duo that has quite the story to tell.
And what a story the almanac tells. If you look at it at first glance, you think, what, warmer than normal today? 60 top temp, normal is 54. Yeah, that happened right around midnight, and the temperatures have been cooling ever since. Snow chances have been going up. We'll talk about the extended forecast and what's happening this weekend coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Bucky, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3.
Hold on to me. Don't let me go. Your first name is free. Last name is dumb.
For a limited time during SUV season, get over $6,500 total savings on a 2019 Ford Edge. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
It took us years to find the perfect bun for Culver's Pretzel House Pub Burger.
It's got the nice pretzel flavor on the outside, but when you open it up, it's light and airy. Got a nice sweet flavor to it. It literally melts in your mouth.
This bun is perfect for a Pretzel House Pub Burger. Seared fresh beef, tangy mustard bistro sauce, pickled red onions, 2 slices of bacon, served with our signature cheddar cheese sauce.
This bun was made for this burger. This is perfect.
I think it's an awesome burger. Welcome to Delicious.
We really needed to update our bathroom.
But we thought it would be expensive.
Not to mention the mess and horror stories we heard from our neighbors. So we called Bath Planet. They came to our home on time and designed a beautiful custom solution for us.
Our new bathroom was installed in just 1 day.
And they left no mess. Bath Planet is backed by the Good Housekeeping Seal. So if you want a great bathroom and great service
that's affordable,
call Bath Planet today.
Call 218-228-0435.
I know people love the dish remote. It's great. So why build in a Google Assistant? I mean, who really needs a TV remote that can turn the thermostat up,
change temperature to 72,
the lights down,
dim lights,
and still access their DVR?
play video?
Actually, some people could absolutely use a remote like that. The new Dish Voice Remote. Dish, tuned in to you.
With the all-new Silverado HD, Silverado's now the only truck brand that can offer trucks with best-in-class towing, or trucks with best-in-class camera technology, or larger, more functional beds than any competitor. The only truck that can compare to a Silverado is another Silverado. Or get a total value of over $9,500 on this Silverado with a larger, more functional bed than any competitor. Or during truck month, make no monthly payments for 90 days. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Hey! Officer down. The shooter's the guy that you chose not to send to prison.
We really need your help.
So we are not going by the book. We are just a different book. Sunday.
I missed you.
Miles follows the clues and his heart.
Why did the God account bring me all the way to Paris?
I think I know.
What are you talking about?
I need to tell you something.
New God Frenemy, CBS Sunday. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, the low-pressure system we've been talking about for a week is now parked right on top of our region. Its warm sector has been bringing us rain. Its cold sector has been bringing plenty of snow to the Dakotas. Now it's set to bring snow to our region. For most of us, it'll stay on the light side. So still looking at a winter weather advisory more towards the Red River Valley. But in the past couple of hours, National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory for the tip of the arrowhead here in Minnesota, including Cook and Lake counties, because of lake enhancement with the low. If we all manage maybe a trace to 3 inches of snow over 2 days, folks in that zone could run about 3 to 5. So that may slick up the roads worse than other places and may make driving just a little bit more treacherous there. But again, count our blessings. It's not going to be as nasty as it is just a couple hundred miles to the west. Right now at the airport in Duluth, well, we're setting the stage for the light snow showers. It's a cloudier sky and a temperature of only 39 degrees. Right now the wind is southerly to southwesterly, going 20 miles per hour. Likely will stay windy through tomorrow. Relative humidity now not so bad at 57%, but this is a juicy low. That number is probably going to go up. Air pressure may go down a little bit more, even though it is really low now at 29.58 inches of mercury. Current temperatures, yeah, they've been dipping down. If we had 60 at midnight last night, now we're eyeing up 30s for most places, though 41 is still being clung to desperately on Park Point here in the Twin Ports region. But yeah, 37 Watersmeet, 39 Superior, 35 in Hibbing. Temperatures like this through the weekend, but we do start to warm up at least a little bit next week, and by this time next weekend or so, maybe into the lower 50s. Now, we take a look at the Doppler and satellite map for our region. Low pressure system, like I mentioned, over northwestern Minnesota, occluded front coming through the area. The triple point where the warm front meets the occluded front and the cold front happening just to the west of Green Bay. And along the frontal boundary and on the wraparound, that's where we're getting the precip. Most of the snow is still towards Fargo, but it is trying to come our way and could continue to come our way through early in the evening on Sunday. So how much snow will we get during this period? I'll step off the screen, let you pick out your favorite town. And I've been saying a trace to about 3 inches for most places. The trace perhaps most likely around Two Harbors, closer to the lake at 0.9 inch. 1.5 inches for the Twin Ports, 1.5 inches for International Falls, 2.5 inches towards Hayward. And again, thanks to lake aggravation, the higher elevations of the North Shore could go 3 to 5 inches. Then next week, it calms down just a little bit as the low departs. Weak high pressure tries to move in. It should be dry if cloudy on Monday. But as early as Tuesday, our next chance for a mix comes our way, which we'll talk about the 7-day forecast. Tonight in Minnesota, low temps 29 to 31, 60% chance for snow showers. In Wisconsin and Michigan, 40% chance for snow showers. Low temps there about 29 to 33. For tomorrow in Wisconsin and Michigan, it's a 90% chance for a rain and snow mix with high temps in the upper 30s. Minnesota also has a 90% chance for a rain-snow mix with high temps running 35 to 40. Extended forecast indicates this low pressure system should be out of our region. I sound like Ed Sullivan kind of there. Out of the area on Sunday, giving us a chance to recover with a cloudy but dry day on Monday. There's the next go-round. It's Tuesday, 60% chance for another mix, but the latest models indicate nothing will stick this time or that time or the coming time, however we want to put it. Following that, back towards 50 with a touch of sunshine by Thursday. And of course, as we adjust our standards as time gets deeper into winter, 50s, oh boy.
Yeah.
Just like last week, we thought 70s, oh boy.
Yeah, that's going to feel like a heat wave.
Yeah, it sure is.
Cold this morning, very cold. So
I'm glad you made it to work then.
I did. You know me, Dave.
I do.
Thanks, Dave. Grandfather-grandson projects usually involve something like building a model railroad. But for one Duluth area duo, though, it meant writing and illustrating a book together.
Dave Anderson caught up with them at one of their book signings and has their story.
Caden Deloach-Kubat isn't used to signing autographs. He's only 15, but he's been signing them like crazy since he helped his grandfather publish his latest book.
Well, this is number 5, so I've done 4 before this.
Roger Deloach has been part of the local racing scene since the days when his 59 Dodge could nudge out 57 Chevys. He's published books on topics from cars to faith. This latest book, called The Bread of Life Cafe, continues the spiritual trend.
Chef owns a little cafe, and he has lost his recipe book. His good friend Arthur is going to help him find it.
Caden's job was to illustrate the book. He's been interested in graphic design for more than a third of his life.
Been drawing all my life, but I really got into it when I was 8 or 9.
The grandfather-grandson project has led to increased family bonding over shared faith while exploring a potential career path.
And he worked hard on it. He had a good time doing it. He was excited about doing it.
And that book will be on sale on Amazon in time for the upcoming holiday season.
Hermantown is celebrating UMD Bulldogs Men's Hockey Day in the city. Mayor Wayne Boucher is asking residents to honor back-to-back national championship titles for the team. Head coach Scott Sandelin and assistant head coach Jason Herder both live in Hermantown. Several players are also from the city. The Bulldogs will raise their national championship banner in their home opener tonight. That game starts at 7:07 p.m.
Speaking of hockey, Neil.
I think it'll start a little later than 7:07,
Yeah.
but I promise there'll be hockey tonight.
Okay.
So it's, as you mentioned, a big night for the Bulldogs as they open the season against UMass Lowell. Also, the women's team was in action this afternoon as they began conference play against Minnesota State. Those highlights right after the break.
Nobody carries more Columbia than Northwest Outlet.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota. New state-of-the-art dealership. Same President's Award-winning service. KohlerToyota.com. Here's this week's CBS3 Game Day lineup. Brought to you by Kohler Hyundai. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Continental Ski and Bike's annual yard sale is here again, October 12th through the 13th.
The fun never ends at Black Bear Casino Resort with over 1,800 of the hottest slot machines and our thrilling selection of table games and 500-person bingo hall.
My place for gaming.
From casual to fine dining, satisfy your taste buds at one of our 3 dining venues.
My place for dining.
And relax in comfort with all of our first-class amenities.
My place to stay.
Looking for the party? Look no further than the Otter Creek Event Center.
My place for fun.
Visit blackbearcasinoresort.com and make the Bear your place.
The best relationships all have a few things in common. They're dependable. They want what's best for you. They come in all shapes and sizes. But most importantly, the best relationships are built to last. You and Blue.
Powered by passion and poetry, come celebrate Minnesota Ballet's brand new season, starting with our fall performance, Carnival of the Animals and Others, October 18th and 19th at UMD's Intimate Martial Performing Arts Center. See newly imagined creatures by Mary Plaster, Mendelssohn's piano music performed live by guest artists, the Twin Ports Wind Orchestra, visual arts, and so much more. The Minnesota Ballet's fall performance, October 18th and 19th at UMD. Get tickets now at minnesotaballet.org or call us.
Join us for Lake Superior College's Manufacturing Career Night Wednesday, October 23rd at LSC's Downtown Center in downtown Duluth. Learn about in-demand manufacturing careers like welding, machining, and engineering CAD programs. Find out about admissions, financial aid, and more. RSVP at lsc.edu today.
Someone you know may be suffering from severe emotional pain. Important signs to recognize include changes in behavior, hopelessness, acting withdrawn, agitation, poor self-care. Starting a conversation could save a life.
Hello, I'm Senator Tina Smith. Look for these critical signs and those around you. Then take a moment to show that you care. Start a conversation.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The UMD women's hockey team started the season 1-1, splitting their opening series with a tough Clarkson team. This weekend, they begin WCHA conference play. The Bulldogs hosting Minnesota State, wearing gold jerseys for the first time since 2015. A little over 4 minutes into the contest, Mankato with a 2-on-1, hitting native Mallory Iozo gives it to Claire Budarak on the 2-on-1, and she buries it in net. 1-0 Mavs. It would stay that way until late in the second. The captain, Sydney Brock, gets behind the defense. She shoots and she scores. Tie game at 1. Third period, Bulldogs now trail by 1. Gabby Hughes with the slick wrister once again tying the game up. To overtime we go, just 26 seconds in. Brott strikes again. This time it's the game winner. UMD wins game 1, 3-2, the final. Tonight is the night as UMD will be putting a new decoration up in the rafters at Amsoil Arena. That's national championship banner number 3 for the Bulldog men's hockey team. Last year, they put the banner up weird. That almost makes it sound like a tradition against a familiar opponent in the Gophers. But this year, they'll get UMass Lowell out of the Hockey East Conference, a team they haven't seen since 2016. Head coach Scott Sandelin gives his thoughts on opening night against the Riverhawks.
I like playing them. I like the way Norm coaches his teams. They play a little bit different style. I mean, we're going to see some different things that maybe we don't see within our league. You know, they're always a strong defensive team with good goaltending. They're a little bit younger this year as far as freshmen, but they had a great start last weekend, winning 2 games, only giving up 2 goals. And you know, they play hard. They play hard down low.
The Vikings will try to make it back-to-back wins for the first time this season when they play the Eagles on Sunday. The Vikings beat the Eagles 23-21 in Week 5 last season in a game that Kirk Cousins threw 2 touchdown passes. The team was back on the practice field this week as they prepare to face Philadelphia and keep up the offensive momentum they built last week against the Giants.
I have so much respect for their pass rush. Every time I've played them, you know what they can do and the effect they can have on a game, and I think it was a big reason why so many of those guys have Super Bowl rings, because of the way they can rush the passer. So, you know, you're acutely aware of that and the way you play. The coaches are going to call plays aware of that, but at the same time, you know, you watch the other games too and try to get a feel for, you know, the way they played against the other 4 opponents.
So this is the first time since the Eagles won that Super Bowl in Minneapolis. They returned for the first time.
Don't remind us, Neil.
Tears going right down my cheek right now.
Still too soon. Thanks, Neil.
All right, Dave joins us now. Dave, a lot of eyes on the weather this weekend.
All right, so let's cast our eyes upon the 7-day forecast. The roughest of our week ahead will be from now until Sunday evening, where we look at upwards of a 90% chance for a rain and snow mix, with accumulations for most of our towns running from a trace to 3 inches by Sunday night. So that's not too much spread over 2 days. But for the upper elevations of the North Shore, it could go 3 to 5 inches there. So there is a winter weather advisory for that zone, Lake and Cook counties in Minnesota. By Monday, we get a little breathing room here, mostly cloudy sky and 44 before another chance of a mix hits us on Tuesday.
All right, thanks, Dave. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 10.